Hail and welcome. My name is Lady Calamere, and this will be my 56th video. And this video is going to be on the goddess Bloduewedd. And I have my assistant, Lady Bost. Bloduewedd. That's how she's pronounced. Blodeuwedd. Oh, she's trying to take the picture. Here, it's a nice oracle from the goddess oracle. I know it fell apart. Bloduewedd, who is she? What is she? She could be found in the 4th branch of the I always have problems pronouncing Mabinogion. So Bloduewedd, her name means flower face. And she, in this branch of the Mabinogion, she was created out of necessity for Llewellyn to rule. And I know he spelled Law Gifts, but his pronunciation, I'm telling you, it's Llewellyn. And his name means a bright, skillful hand. Now, Bloduewedd, he has to be married in order to be a king. He has to be married. A king must be married to the land. That's the pagan concept. Now, the Mabinogion was written down and translated by Christian monks. People say we owe a debt of gratitude to them. However, if it wasn't for Christians, we wouldn't have lost a lot of this. So, anyways, I have my little girl trying to knock over the statue. And this is actually by Pacific. And you can look this up and you can find this on eBay or Amazon. And also, so anyways, there's a reason why I have the owl here. And that's her animal. That's what she was turned into. And that's her animal spirit. My God. This cat's too much sometimes. And that's why I have this altar cloth. It has an owl and a moon, and it says free and wild like her. And her planet, quote in quotations, because it's not a planet, is the moon. Her elements are water and earth. So, in this book, the Mabinogion, she is made from 3 flowers originally. Robert Graves added more to it to make 9, but originally she was made from 3 flowers: oak flowers, broom flowers, and meadowsweet flowers, and with the 9th wave of the ocean. That's why I said her elements are water and earth. And these flowers are yellow and white, so her colors are yellow and white. She is a night goddess, the goddess of the night. She's called the May Queen too. That's another title. And the May Queen, she comes on Beltane, April, the end of April and the beginning of May, as a woman. Pretty much the rest of that time of the year, she's an owl. And the owl that has been signified to be her, two owls. The tawny owl and the barn owl. But the number one owl that has been identified with her would actually be the barn owl. The barn owl. She's best contacted at night. Okay. She doesn't want you to see the oracle card at all. She's calling the shots. So, how and why was she born? Okay. So, Mab Mathanawi lost his original footholder, in which the footholder needs to be a virgin, but she was defiled. So getting into it, he needed another footholder, a virgin, literal virgin, in the literal sense. Well, at least that's what it was copied down by the Christians. And you got to understand, there's a lot of Christian taint in these stories, because they put a Christian slant to everything. Of course they would. So anyways, he needs a footholder. Now, Arianhad, the great goddess, the goddess of the silver wheel, she was brought before Math, and he asked if you are a virgin, and her exact answer was, I know not, but that I am. So Math took up his magical wand, and he said, step over it. And she gave birth to two children. The first one was Dylan, who went to the sea. The second one was another boy, but no one saw it. Whittian noticed it, picked it up, covered it in a velvet cloth, and hid it in his chest. And later on, he becomes this beautiful boy, yellow hair, bright-eyed, bright white skin. He is literally the aspect of the sun. And later on, when he's brought to Arianhad, and she said, who is this child? And Whittian said, he is your son. And she said, what is his name? Whittian replies, well, he doesn't have a name. And Arianhad remembered the slight that was done to her. And he said, and he shall never have a name unless I give it to him. So, of course, through trickery, she gives him the name. And because he hit a wren with a stone, and she named him Tlu Ufas, which means the bright one of the skillful hand. So she named another curse, he shall not have any arms or weapons unless given to me. And that was the mother's right. And we see the mother's right of naming, of having her child bear arms, and that was done by trickery. And her third curse was, he shall not have any woman or wife, lover, of anything on this earth. So that's when Whittian and Matt, said that she's a vicious woman. And so they went and made a woman for her out of the earth. Out of the flowers of oak, meadowsweet, and broom. And the wave of the water from the ninth wave of the ocean. And they called through their magic the spirit of the earth into this woman. And she was born not as a child, but as a full-grown woman, very beautiful. And they named her Flower Face, where she smelled like flowers. She was so beautiful. And she was made to be given to Tlu Tlogufas, with or without her consent, and even in the branches of the Mabinogion. I hope I'm saying this right. The Mabinogion. A woman has to give her consent. She never consented. She was never asked, who do you want to be? Who do you want to love? Who do you want to marry? She was made specifically for Tlu Tlogufas, and she was a living being, thereby what we would say a sex slave, right? Given without consent. Now, Blodeuwedd has a bad reputation because she is looked at as a modern Jezebel, a modern Delilah at this point, and she's looking at as a negative, as the Christians would say, this day would say, a negative Lilith. But she was a traitor to her husband because she falls in love with someone else. So here we don't have her consent. She was made to serve. She was made to be obedient as Eve to Adam. She was made to serve and nothing else. Obey, be obedient, have no mind of your own, be beautiful, sit down, shut up, and look pretty. Now, I'm not saying Tlu Tlogufas is negative in any way. Right now, I'm taking her side because this is who it's about, Blodeuwedd. Let me show you something interesting and why I pronounce things the way I pronounce things. And that would be great if I could find it. Okay. So here we have, even in here, the Llewellyn tarot book. I wish they had a tarot card on her, but they don't. So they say, you see, the CH is in Scottish, Loch. The OU, well, as in Welsh, is an all, OU, and out. So the TL, Welsh, as in little. So even we have Tlu Tlogufas, but some people pronounce it as Tlu. Because if you look at Lear, it's actually Tlir, not Lear. And this is coming, this is actually, you can find at Amazon.com if you're interested in the Welsh deities. I wish they had Bloduewedd. I swear this cat is just wants to be on. Here, it's all about you, little boo. So we see that Blodeuwedd comes to her own power, comes to her own decision. She falls in love with Gronwy, G-R-O-W-N-W, G-R-O-N-W, Gronwy. And he's actually dark hair, dark eyed. And here we see that the goddess will choose who she wants to be with. We see the light coming into the dark as the Oak King fights the Holly King and the Holly King fights the Oak King. And older, the deer, the light fights the wolf, the dark, and the wolf, the dark, fights the light, the deer. So in that same sense, we see Gronwy, the dark, and Tlu Tlogufas, the light, half of the year. But anyways, I digress. So Blodeuwedd tells you to look into yourself. Who are you? Like the song from The Who, who are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to love? Do you want to be what your parents expect you to be? Do you want to be what your husband or your wife wants you to be? Do you want to be complacent? Do you want to serve others? Do you want to be told what to do, when to do it? Or do you want to be your own self? So in your life, now Blodeuwedd asks you, who do you want to be? If you come from a military family, do you want to be in the military? If you come from a police family, do you want to be a police officer? If you come from a family of Hollywood stars, do you want to be in Hollywood? Or do you want to do something else? Maybe you want to be a hairdresser. Maybe you want to be a veterinarian. Maybe you want to be a nurse. Maybe you want to be a pharmacist. Maybe you want to be a homemaker and have a bunch of children. That's up to you. So this is why I have an owl here, and I know that's not exactly a barn owl, but this was my original representation of this goddess until I got her. And you can see the flowers here to remind you she is a flower. And we have the owl feathers. And you see her hair is perfect. She's beautiful. She looks like a Zilli-Freda. And I know someone who worships a Zilli-Freda said they would actually get this statue to represent her, because it has her colors and everything is prim and proper. Everything is perfect. And she has, and Zilli, of course, loves flowers and feathers. But we're talking about Bloduewedd, so let's not get off track here. I know I got ADD. So now, so her sacred day is Beltane. Now, some people also say her sacred night is Samhain. However, in Welsh, it's called Llewellyn, which is that version of Samhain. So, that's the night when the souls and spirits would gather. Those who have died come back. So, also, now another thing is that we see in this book that Bloduewedd was baptized in a matter of a day. We see the word baptized. Yeah, we know where that comes from. And Lu, back to him, Tulu, I should say, and it's not to be considered, Tulu Talakufas has a different energy and a different story than Lu, the Irish god. Okay? Totally different story. Okay, so his name, Lleu, is sometimes given as Llew, which when Llew translated in Welsh Gaelic is lion. But Lleu means light. Lighc as in the sunlight, the solar light. So, anyways, I know Robert Graves gave nine flowers. I don't know why he did that. But in the White Goddess, you'll see that. Whoa, Lady Boss. Really? She startled me. Let me put this back here. So, she's called also a White Goddess, and that she also deals with the Death Goddess, because sometimes that's what she actually helped bring, or tried to do to Tulu Talakufas. He doesn't exactly die. When people say, oh, she killed him, nope. Nope. So anyways, she was married to Tulu Talakufas, who is protected with magic, and of course he is the son of Arianhad. And one day he goes off on a hunting party, and he leaves Bloduewedd with her handmaidens he'll be back in a while, and he left her to her own devices. She happens to one day see a hunting party in Grownwy, Gronw. Sorry, I keep spelling it wrong. Gronw, Pebir. Grownwy Pebir, the Lord of Penlyn, who is neighboring next to Tulutulagufas, is out late, and of course customary is that she invited them in and she gave them a place to stay. And during dinner, they were giving each other googly eyes, like lovey-dovey eyes, and they decided to sleep. The next day he wanted to leave, and she said, don't leave. So they slept another day together, making love in the bed, her marriage bed that she shares with Tulutulagufas. He wants to leave, but the third day, they have sex again. Well, they fall in love. And they want to be together. She doesn't want to be with Tulutulagufas. But they can't, so the only way she could see out of this loveless marriage and into, well, she kind of falls out of love with him. She has her own mind made up. She wants to be with the tall, dark, and handsome. The dark half of the year. So they have to find out how to kill Flu. So they were talking about it, and she said, yeah, I'll ask him. So when Tuluk finally comes back, he doesn't know that she has been unfaithful to him. And she goes, oh, I'm so worried about you. Why are you worried about me? I'm afraid someone might kill you. Oh, no one can kill me. There's only a certain way that someone can kill me. Tell me, how can you be killed? Now, another thing that drives me crazy is that they say, oh, he had his foot on a deer or a horse. Nope. It's actually a billy goat. He cannot be killed on horseback. So, Tuluk says, well, I cannot be killed indoors. And I cannot be killed outdoors. I cannot be killed on foot nor on horseback. Well, my love, how can you be killed? And he goes, I will tell you. So, you would have to literally make a bath out of a cauldron by the side of on a riverbank. So now you need to construct an arch roof that is waterproof above the tub. So it has to be the thatching that has to be waterproof. And then you have to bring a billy goat. And I would have to be in the tub, then get out, and then have 1 foot in the tub, 1 foot on the billy goat, and so whoever would strike me with a spear made for a whole year during this Sunday prayer, church, which again Christian interfered with it, and he has to be partly naked, get naked, and he puts something on, but either way, a spear has to strike him, and has to be created only during Sunday Mass in order to be killed. So she tells Grownwy, and he goes and prepares the spear, and in the next year she asks him to please reenact it so she knows that she can protect him. Tulutulagufas, being naive and not knowing, what she's planning, enacts that. And she brings not just one billy goat, but she brings a whole bunch of billy goats. And he reenacts, and of course Grownwy comes out and strikes him with a spear right in the thigh or in the groin. Now he turns into an eagle, that's his animal, and flies away. Math and Gwydion haven't heard from Tulutulagufas, and of course Blodeuwedd is now with Grownwy, and which Grownwy Pebir now takes, not only has his kingdom, but takes over Tulutulagufas' kingdom. And he rules because he marries Bloduewedd. So that when the land decides that you're no longer fit to rule, she will remove you. At least that was in the stories. In the Gaelic stories, if the land decides You are no longer fit. You must be removed. So he flies upon an oak tree. And they can't find him. But when they were searching through magic, they found a farmer with a sow. And he says that they find out the sow runs off and disappears. And the farmer doesn't know where this sow goes to. So I don't really want to get into the story, but they do follow the sow one morning, and they find the sow eating slop, rotted flesh with maggots and all manner of bugs, filling its belly up, and they see an eagle that's hurt. I mean, a pitiful sight. And I think it was Gwydion that sang the poem. And for each line, the eagle comes down from the first poem down to the middle branch, and then down to his arms, in which he turns him back into strikes. Of course, Math hits him with the wand. I mean, strikes him with the wand and turns him back into Lou, and he's pretty much skin and bones. So they nurse him back for a year and a day. Now Tlúthla Gufas won his revenge. Blodeuwedd knew they were coming for her and Gronwy. So her and her maids make a plan to run. And they do. But they catch Gronwy. And Gronwy begs, please, I'll give you some money, I'll give you treasure, I'll give you some land. Would that make you happy? And they go, no. Tlúthla Gufas wants his revenge. He wants to strike him with a spear as he was struck. And of course, Gronwy says, oh, because I decided to do this through the wiles of a woman. Here we blame the woman. Well, it's a woman's fault. It wasn't my fault. She made me do it. So he goes, well, at least can I put a rock between me and the spear? And he goes, yes. Tlúthla Gufas gives him that because it was through the wiles of a woman. He goes, oh, well, may heaven bless you this day. And heaven shall bless you. All this Christian talk. So, of course, Tlúthla Gufas took aim, drew the spear so hard it went through the rock, and into Gronwy. And killed him. Now, as for Blodeuwedd, her 9 maids walked backward, and they fell into a lake and drowned. Because they were so scared. But they caught, when Gwydion and Math caught Blodeuwedd, and he says, I shall not kill you, I shall do you worse. I shall turn you into an owl, and all the birds will hate you. They shall molest you upon sight, and you will not show your face during the day. You will be at night. And so they transferred her into an owl. And from thence on, she was a night creature. She was a goddess of the night, a lady of the night. She was into the owl. So she shows her face in the light of the moon and not in the light of the sun. So I shall do unto thee worse. A lot of people say, oh, they showed mercy upon her. Again, I will not kill you. I shall do unto thee worse. So when people say, well, I couldn't bear to do this or that. No, they wanted to punish her. So we see again. Woman, bad. Man, innocent. At least in the Christian retelling of the story. However, if there's a deeper story, we see that the goddess has chosen. We see they try to make our deities not deities, as if they were magicians or anything else but deities. If they're not demons, they're not deities. However, we see that she is made from the land to be given to the god. But that's more of a patriarchal, where at one time in the third branch we see the mother's right to rule, the mother's right, and we see that her mother's right, the goddess right, is usurped and given to patriarchal father rule. So we see that Bloduewedd has been demonized. And I know even when I was back in the 90s, when I met people, they say, oh, Bloduewedd, she's a traitor. You don't want to worship her. And I had to dig into why. Why would I want to worship her? Why is she so bad? And I understand it was such a way to ruin her reputation, to throw mud upon her. And here's, we see that she can help you. Call on her at night. Her power begins to build at dusk and kind of wane at dawn. We see her power build at dusk and wane at dawn. You could call upon her whenever you feel your emotions are overriding your thoughts, your intellect. She will help you resolve these very emotional issues. She will help you to really be who you want to be, to walk your own path, to do your own will. To the Lamites, do what thou wilt shall behold the law. Love is the law, love on the will. Let go of people and relationships that hurt you and that no longer serve you. She's going to help you to speak up for what you want. Stand up for yourself. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say, I'm done. If you need to get a divorce, then she will help you with that. If you need to dissolve a contract that no longer serves you, she will help you find a way. So she is also aligned with the lunar cycle. She is a lunar goddess after all. Now, Bloated, to me, she is not a bitch at all. She wants to be heard. She has been ridiculed, defamed, maligned, but she wants to be heard. She wants you to be heard. And I want to show you the only book that I know of is Flower Face. It's a really good book. You can get it on Amazon. It's a devotional anthology in honor of Bloduewedd with a foreword by Jenna Telliandrew. It has different authors in this, and it's really, really good. I love this book. I've read it several times. Beautiful book. What is it by? The Ninth Wave Press. Interesting, because that's how Bloduewedd was made, with the ninth wave of the ocean. So it has poems, it has songs, invocation stories, people's experiences. It's really good. Now let's put that over there, get that out of the way. Bloduewedd is supposed to have been a story of, hey ladies, don't cheat on your husband, and don't stand up for yourself, and Just do as you're told. Be compliant, be obedient, or else. But Bloduewedd wants to follow her own way. She wants to be wild and free. She wants to feel love. Don't we all? So she is a goddess that can help you find your passion. She is the goddess who had to fall in order to rise. Sometimes we must fall down in order to pick ourselves up and rise again. Sometimes we must take one step back in order to take 3 steps forward. And yes, she longs to be with Groundly. She longs to feel his touch. And on the dark half of the year, she gets just that. So as we see, she did not want to be resigned to her fate, to not to feel satisfied. She was made to serve, but she could not be eventually controlled. So, when have you been a Bloduewedd? When have you had to follow your own destiny and get called names for it? When have you had been defiant and been looked upon as a bitch, especially for women, being looked upon as a bitch? And I've heard Bloduewedd being called a bitch, which is highly unfair. So anyways, the 9 flowers that I wanted to tell you about, according to, what was his name? Ugh. I can't remember the author. By the book is The White Goddess. Is primrose, broom, bean, chestnut, oak, hawthorn, burdock, meadowsweet, and nettle. Again, broom, primrose, bean, chestnut, oak, hawthorn, burdock, meadowsweet. I don't write these notes, and I am still suffering for some COVID neurological problems. I'm COVID negative now, but it's just sometimes my concentration goes plus that's my ADD. However, and I guess he had his reasons and his own attributes why he associated those flowers with her. And that, again, that was Robert Graves, sorry. Robert Graves associated that with her. So we see her as a goddess of love, goddess of growth, the goddess of the land, but also the goddess of destructiveness and death. We see a young lady take her fate and destiny in her own hands and decide who she wants to be. But again, there is a deeper meaning behind this. Oh, no, 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 no. I know. You want to destroy things. No. This was expensive, little girl. This was expensive. No. Now, from what I know, is that she never had children. She never gave birth. She never had children with Tulu Gufas, nor with Groundway. Stop it! She never had any children. I know some people like to call her mother, but again, we see this card is that of betrayal, and that's what she's been linked to, is betrayal. And this is a good oracle anyways. I love how they made her eyes. Things that you can give to Bloduewedd are sweet things. Water. Flowers. Anything white and yellow. Images of owls. You can actually donate to charities that have owls or that protect owls. And there are charities out there. You can give her honey. Obvious reasons. Perfumes. Perfumed oil. She likes perfumed incense, flowery incense. Give her honey cakes. Make her altar beautiful. She likes candy and chocolates, fruits. I swear, she's just trying to break everything. Little boo. Stop it. Some associate her with more of a darker maiden. And she is a night goddess. Really, little boo. I know what you're trying to do. And you're doing it so subtly. Lady Boss, she's called Little Boo too. She just loves to be annoying. Just cakes. Could give her cakes. Those little fruit tarts. She likes those. And she likes elegant things. She likes things of beauty. So anyways, I really hope that you liked this video. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you like Lady Boss, definitely subscribe, because this cat, Lady Boss, loves to be made famous. I don't know where Shadow is. Shadow! Hey! Let's go look at the cats. Because I want to get the cats in on this. I don't trust you, little boo. So anyways, if you like my video, please subscribe. Share it with your friends. And let's see. Hey, you. I got Sir Mew Mew here. And we got Shadow. There he is. Sleeping again. Sleeping on the job. Share my video with your friends and family and Facebook groups. And I want to thank you for watching this. So does Lady Boss. And as always, blessed be. And if you like my video, and you like this video, help wildlife. Give some money towards wildlife and to owls. Thank you very much. And whoa, you almost got it. You almost knocked her down. Okay, take care. I hope you enjoyed some of this comedy. Look what she's doing. She just went, look, there she goes. There she goes. And she's gonna knock down with a card. And be real cute in doing it. I know this is such a distraction, but thank you for watching. Have a good night or day.